Hello, beautiful friends. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had an amazing day. If you're new today, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And I truly hope you do consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I upload a video. Okay, so today I thought I would do a full face of all my favorites so far in 2025. Now, if you've been here for a while, you probably know I don't get a lot of PR. So most of the makeup that I do use, I purchase on my own. And I was going back on my videos and I really haven't purchased a lot of makeup this year. So, but the ones that I have, used and tried out so far in 2025, I thought I would share with you my top favorites, the ones I reach for all the time. So if that seems like something you're going to enjoy, please stick around because we're about to get into all that right now. So like I mentioned, I hardly ever get PR, which is such a bummer. I wish I did because that way I could review these products and just get a more of a variety. But if you really look back and if you go over on Trend Mood, there really hasn't been a lot of launches this year. I mean, usually there is just, we're bombarded with tons of launches, but there really hasn't been. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe around the holidays, there's going to be like a booming of launches. And also, if you ever see anything that you want me to try out, please put it in the comment section. I'll do my best. If I can afford it and get it, I will do so. Like palettes, like I hardly purchased any palettes this year. I mean, very few. So I don't know. It's just been a weird year for makeup, but I did take a break from purchasing a lot of stuff during the move and all that too. So, but let's get into this. I thought it would just be fun and try to go back, and I went through all my makeup just to see the ones that did stand out to me. Yeah, so let's get started. Well, I am going to use this. This is my everyday primer. I use this all the time. I've been using this for years, so I actually need to try a new primer. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. My eyes, I swear they are always watering. It is such a nuisance. I say this every video. I'm sure you're all just sick of hearing it. Okay, so I did forget. I do want to apply this on my lips now. I think this was new this year. And, it was a PR. I just love Allie Glines. But anyway, it's by Ravi Beauty and it's her lip oil. But I really, truly love this. I usually apply this every time before I start really getting ready and just let it sit on my lips because it really helps with like my fine lines and all the wrinkles around my lips and it really nourishes them. So that's why I absolutely love that and I use it almost every day. Okay, so the palette that I picked out, this is by, there's going to be a lot of more for you guys, so I'm just going to give you a heads up. But they just really, I think they killed it this year with their launches. But anyway, I'm going to be using this palette. I don't even know if this is available anymore. But the reason why I chose this palette is because it is out of my comfort zone. I absolutely loved it. It's the 9V Vintage Rose. So it looks like this. It kind of reminds me like of a Color Pop a palette, just the packaging and everything, but the shades were just so beautiful. And I just love how the shades looked on me. I was really nervous because if you haven't been here for a long time in the past, these, especially like this shade here, this shade, anything that had maybe like a red dye in it would really irritate my eyes. And today they're already irritated, so this should be really interesting. But I really love this palette. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is just start out with this shade right here. I like doing this with these lighter shades, and I'm just going to apply that as just a soft base on the lid. And that way, the eyeshadows, if they grip to that primer too much, it won't be too bad because I have just something nice and soft on there just to have it kind of blend more easily. And by the way, it does come with a mirror, but I even keep this on there because I never use these mirrors. I have to use magnifying mirrors because I can't see anything anymore. Okay, so where I think I'm going to go now, let's go into what shade do I want to do? Let's start with, I'm going to try to be different than the last time that I used this palette. Let's start with this shade here. I'm going pretty bold here. So I'm going to just kind of tap my brush in here. I'm literally just kind of doing this. And I'm just going to tap that into the outer corner here. And we're going to build up on this shade because I didn't want to go in too crazy because then it's harder to fix that. It's always best to go in light and then build up. I mean, look at that, just going back in just that one other time, what that did. It's such a great palette. It's a great formula. A lot of their eyeshadows just blend like a dream. Yeah, that is blending out just beautifully. I love that shade. It looks almost like a eggplant right here where it's deep in the crease. And as I'm blending it out, it turns into like a really soft rose. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to go into a more flat brush here just for this inner or the outer corner right here. Because of my hooded eye, it almost has now like a ledge. And I don't know, it's like the shadows don't want to stick there. And also it throws almost like a shadow to where it looks like there's no product there. So if you are having the same trouble as me, I know there are a couple of you, we talked about it. Maybe try like this type of brush, and it's pretty, it's more dense, and that just seems to help, fill in that empty space there. I was watching Allie Glines today and she just did the most beautiful eye look. It was so beautiful. But she said something and I was like, what? And I thought I had heard something like that where she did say that people aren't wearing eyeshadows anymore. And I'm like, did I miss that? Like I said, I kind of remember hearing that, but I thought it was just like a really quick fad and it was going to be over with. But it seems like people are still saying that, and that's just crazy talk. I don't know what that's all about. I'm not going to follow that fad ever. So yeah, it just kind of popped in my head. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go into this beautiful shade here. It's like okay, I don't know, like a gray, a purple, if that makes any sense, but it's so beautiful. Now on the eye, it comes off more. Oh, wow. That is not the shade I was anticipating. It does come out more pink. So I don't know if that's going to be the place I want to go. So let me just kind of swatch them out. Yeah, they are all pretty much in the pink family. So I'm just going to stick with that shade. And I'm just going to place that just above what I did and just really blend that in. And then what I've been doing, and it's such a good little trick here, is I'm going to go back into that really light, that first shade, almost like snow white shade. I'm packing it on a brush here. I mean, packing it. And I'm going to just put that at my brow bone. I'm not being super precise. I'm actually just being super sloppy because I'm packing on just quite a bit of that shade. And then I go back in with that color that I just had, that, I don't know, gray purple shade, and I'm blending it almost with that snow white shade, and it just creates such a nice fade. And this mirror always messes up my lighting, but it creates like a really nice fade, almost just perfect. Oh, that look I looked for forever on how to create, and that's how I create it, and it works like a charm. Just try it if you do struggle with a nice even blend. So let me know in the comments, go back into the next video and let me know if you tried it and if it worked for you too. Okay, so I really like how this is looking so far. Actually, I'm super happy that I started with that really a deep shade first. I think it made a huge difference from the first time that I used this palette. Okay, so where I think I'm going to go now, the last video I went to this shade and I just really like it. I think it's going to go probably the best with this look, but I don't know, maybe I will start here just so we can see what that looks like, because I don't think I used that shade last time. And I'm just going to place that on the outer corner. Maybe I did. I can't remember. So yeah, it almost comes off as let's swatch it first and see what that looks like. So it's almost, there's like it's really pretty actually. It's almost like there's a copper in it, like a rose gold. Yeah, it's just very unique. I love it. Now I will say a lot of Morphe's shimmers are super unique. I remember when I had their old palette, it was, those really big ones. artistry, I guess would be the word for it, palette. But there was always one shade that I would buy this huge palette for just to get this one shimmer. And yeah, I've always searched for that ever since, and I haven't come across it yet, but I don't know, it just kind of popped in my head. Okay, so now I'm going into this middle shade, this really a pretty pink, and I'm going to place that right here in the center. And this one has a lot of beautiful shifts too. There is some gold, pink. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Again, their shimmers are really unique and beautiful. Okay, in the inner corner, I'm just going to place the lightest shimmer in the palette and just put a nice amount on my finger, and we're going to blend that in to that center shade that I put in. And oh, that is so beautiful, just brightens up the look. Ooh, for the love of Pete, it is hot already. It's only a 9:30 in the morning here in Arizona. And I'm like, ooh, I know it's close to probably 100 already. Now, the weird thing is there's clouds in the sky. I was like, what is that? Because we really haven't seen any clouds like in 3 months. So yeah, it's just bizarre weather today. Okay, and so the eyeliner that I chose to use today, one of my top favorites, honestly, I cannot use these enough. You guys have seen me use these so much on all the videos lately, and it's these new Morphe, I think they're called the Eyeliners. I don't know, but I absolutely love them. And on one end, they usually have like a more shimmery a shade or matte shade. It just depends. And this one is called Later, and this one, and I love the names, is Now. And look at that. So there's two different shades on them. I just absolutely love them, but I absolutely love the formula. These are just so fabulous. They just glide across the lid. They're super easy to apply, and they do last pretty well. Now, if my eyes are watering, nothing withstands that yet. I have found nothing that helps with that, but everywhere else, it really does last for a long time. And a good little tip with if you struggle with a wing, just kind of go backward like that into the liner. And it just works out, I think, much easier. You really don't have to worry about being precise because you can always go back with a makeup wipe, or you can even use concealer and just clean up that edge. So I think using these are so much easier than like a felt tip liner. So look how pretty that is though. So gorgeous. I love these. Okay, so the mascara, this was a little hard for me, believe it or not. There's a lot of mascaras that I actually loved right out of the gate, when I first opened it, fresh, brand new. And then after a while, I don't know, they kind of got clumpy and I didn't like them, or vice versa. So this one is not new to the market whatsoever, but it was new to me and I just recently got it. But I just so far have been using it almost every single day. It's a dupe to the Thrive Cosmetics, and it's the e.l.f. one, the e.l.f. Lash Extender. So, yeah, this is one I've just been reaching for almost every day. And the reason why I do love it is, again, it's very close to the Thrive one. And what I love about it, it's easy to apply. I can get away with just maybe sometimes even just one coat. And also, it doesn't flake, smear, none of that throughout the day. And it comes off super easily. Like you could just put warm water and it just comes off in little tubes because it is a tubing mascara. But yeah, it's been really nice. And also, too, the most important thing for me is if I get transfer, which is almost every day, on my eyelid, and if it doesn't flick away easy, I'm almost going to throw it away because I spend too much time doing my eyeshadow to clean it up to almost have to wipe off all my eyeshadow and start all over again because my mascara wouldn't flick off. Okay, so I don't think I really purchased or received any new pore fillers. I think I got this year. I could be wrong. I could have got this at the end of 24, but yeah, that's the newest one. But look at this. I'm almost empty because I really like this. This is such a nice primer by Milani. It's very cooling. That's what I absolutely love about it. And it really does a great job at mattifying and filling in your pores. Okay, the concealer was a little hard for me, believe it or not, because you guys know that I hardly use concealer anymore. But I did try two that I really, actually three this year that were pretty good. So I had a hard time really picking between the two, but I'm going to show you both, but I'm only going to use one. So the two that really stood out to me that I had a really hard time was this one here. It's the Maxine Revenge French Face. This is such a nice, creamy, more full coverage concealer, but it doesn't crease or look scaly or dry. It just is so nice. And then the other one was the Morphe one. So today I'm actually going to use the Morphe one, and I'll explain that a little better. So I'm just going to place that right here on the inner corner, outer corner. And what I've been doing with my concealers is just letting them sit here for a few minutes, because I find that it really makes a huge difference. Like, I used to struggle all the time with my that's why I stopped using concealers, because they just look like garbage under my eyes. But if I do this, I find that it looks 10 times better. Okay, and for my complexion, I absolutely love this. This is the Maxine Revenge. So you can use these as a bronzer, you can use them as your foundation, and as your concealer. But I love these, and I'll tell you why. First of all, you don't need a lot of product. I mean, if you use a lot of product, then it's going to look super cakey and not good. So this is all I do. And I put a little bit here, a little line there, a few little lines here, and a couple little lines like that. And that is it. So this product, number one, is going to last you for a very long time. It's designed for mature skin, and it does stretch. Like, that's the reason why you need just very little. It's going to stretch really good. And when you smile, it goes with your wrinkles instead of settling in them. So I absolutely love this. I think it looks so flattering on mature skin. You can use it more full coverage, you can build up on it. But again, you got to be very careful. There's a fine line to where it can look really cakey really fast. And what I like about this too is you can go back and just go and use it sporadically where you need just a little bit more after you applied everything. And with foundation, that's hard to do because it's already drying on the back of your hand or on your palette. So that's what makes it a little convenient. So I know there's foundations out there that have the same kind of concept, but for some reason, I feel like you miss or lose product with those type of, I don't know, applicators. And with concealers, you really just don't. Well, I hope whatever I just said made any sense. I'm telling you, sometimes I start talking and I get to thinking, I'm like, what did I just say? So hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to say there. Okay, so now that I have let that concealer just sit and marinate on my face, I am going to start blending that in. And as you can see, I'm not going directly under my eye. I'm just going, well, I am, but not really close. I'm trying to avoid my wrinkles there. And then what you can do is either just use your finger and really just melt that in, or you can use a sponge and just pick up any excess that is not needed. And I'm telling you, it makes such a huge difference. So I'm just going to blend that in. I have a nice little age spot that does not want to go away there. And we will blend the rest in. Now that just looks so natural and pretty on the skin. I just love that. Even in my pores, it doesn't look like it's going in and drying down. I don't know how to explain that. I hope you guys, it happens to, well, I hope it don't happen to you, but I hope you know what I'm talking about, where it can creep in your pores and just looks really, oh, not good. But this looks really nice. It almost like covers them, blurs them a little bit. And yeah, it's just very, very skin light and very natural. Also, really quick, the other reason why I absolutely love these is they're going to be perfect for traveling. Okay, so the bronzer, one of the bronzers that stood out for me this year is a stick bronzer by Morphe. I know you guys, but I can't help it. You know, I did purchase a lot of Morphe products and they were all really good. And this is the Sudden Heat, and I got mine in the shade Flicker. So I love how creamy it is. It's super easy to blend, and it does last pretty good all day long. So it's just a really I think it's the shade more so than anything. It's almost like that perfect cool tone, but yet has a hint of warm in it, if that makes any sense. So, but as you will see how easily and fast that blends in, it just like melts right into your skin. It is so beautiful. I mean, look at that. It is so nice. A lot of times with cream bronzers, I find, you know, you start blending them in and it's almost like they disappear. They melt way too good. So this one, yeah, it just leaves that perfect amount of product on the skin and the shade. I mean, I just can't say enough about the shade. It's absolutely perfect for my skin tone. Okay, another bronzer I use all the time is this one here by Morphe. This one is the Cheek Thrills and this is the shade Sunset Swim. And the reason why I am bringing this one out right now is because I use this balm right here in the center, and it has like this shimmer in it. And I love just sometimes going over that stick bronzer that I just placed because it just adds like a little bit of a highlight. And I don't use a lot because you don't need a lot, but it just adds a little bit of that glow factor into that whole situation and just makes it look so pretty. So yeah. Okay, and then for powders, I think it's definitely not new to the market, but it was new to me and I really, really liked it. And it's by the Wet n Wild, and it's a photo focus. As you guys know, I love my photo focus. I use it all the time, the translucent. But this pink one, I tried even the Kosas one and other ones, and I just didn't like them. This is the only pink powder that I do like that worked for me. So that's why I absolutely love it. It's finely milled. It's just absolutely perfect. Now, you don't need a lot, and I usually just place that in my T-zone. And if I have to use it under my eyes, which sometimes I do with that Maxine Revenge, believe it or not, I do have to usually set that. The Morphe, I normally do not, but if I did put it under my eyes, I would use this pink photo focus. And let me take a closer look just to see if I do need to set these. I really don't. That Morphe, you can get away without setting under there, but I will just to show you, but I'm going to place quite a bit on my poo-poo and then kind of press that into my hand just to take up any excess. And I'm just going to show you how pretty this is. And it doesn't make my under eyes look too crepey or anything like that. So yeah, it's just very nice and brightening. The closest one just went sucked up any moisture I had, and I looked really bad. Okay, and so the other powder that I you guys know what's coming. I swear I know you do. Okay, what to do? Grow legs and walk out? No, here it is. I love it so much. This is the first time I think in the history of my channel that I have hit pan and then some. I mean, this is all that is left of this. I use it that much, and it's by Morphe. It's the Cloud Light Soft Veil and Soft Cloud Veil. So I have my backup. I kid you not. I mean, that's how much I absolutely love this. And this is in the shade Sunrise. I mean, you guys see me use it almost every time on my videos because the reason why I like it is it has a nice glow. So if you don't like a glowy, a powder finish like the e.l.f. one, the Halo Glow, you will not like this. But I love everything about it. I love the packaging. It's just like the perfect powder. It's very similar to the Laura Geller, her Glow Foundation, but this one's just a little bit lighter. It's good for every day. You know, it's super affordable. And again, it's just going to give you that soft glow and it's going to set your makeup pretty good. Now, I will say, just like the Laura Geller, it's probably best to really just buff this into the skin. It just makes it look that much better. And the nice thing with this powder as well is I can place just a little bit under the eyes too. And that just kind of takes any of that powdery look away if anything happened with the Wet n Wild. So, yeah, but as you can see, that beautiful glow it gives my skin. It just looks very healthy and natural and love, absolutely love. Okay, and then for my blush, the one I've been reaching for just tons is it's the Morphe. I'm sorry, guys. It's like another Morphe video. But again, you got to give credit where credit is due. So I've been loving this one. It's their trio as well. I don't know. They just remind me a lot of the one size, but I definitely like this formula 10 times better. So what I'm going to do is first go into the balm. Again, it is like a highlight, but I absolutely love this shade. It is so much fun. It's called Apres, I think, Ski. I don't know. I can never pronounce this. But the nice thing about this one is that you could use this balm all by itself. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. That is just stunning. So yeah, a lot of times I will just use this shade and that is it out of this palette because they really hit the park out of that one. It is just gorgeous. Okay, and then what's nice is I can go in with this shade here, and that is a powder formula. And the top one here is cream if you haven't seen these in action before. But yeah, look how fun, summery that shade is. And I had mentioned before, I thought that I was over the shade because it was really hot. I think it was last summer, and I don't know, I just kind of got away from it. But no, they came out with this one. I fell back in love with that shade all over again. It's so pretty. Trust me, there's been a lot of other products I've tried that I absolutely love as well, but the ones I wanted to show you today are the ones I reach for constantly, like over and over. And at the end of the year, I'll probably do my top 3 of the year, and those products will be in there for sure. Okay, so let's finish off this eye look, and let's be fun today. I am actually going to place this color, which is unusual, in my lower waterline. Let's just try that. I don't think I've done that yet. So I'm just going to place a nice amount. And ooh, that looks really fun. Yeah, I hardly place anything in my lower waterline only because my eyes water so much. And, most of the time it just fades away. But this will be a good little test to see if all of my watering of my eyes makes it smear. Now let you guys know somewhere around here what happened to that by the end of the day. Okay, so what I think I'm also going to do though is find my favorite little brush here. My Morphe M383, my favorite little brush here. And this is always the hard part too, is deciding on what shade I want to put on my lower lash line. So I'm actually going to use this one here and place that on my little favorite brush here. I just absolutely love it. And I don't think I've ever found a blending brush for my lower lash line that works as good as this one here. So let's see if that was a good choice. It's okay. I don't know about that, but it will end up looking halfway decent, I think. Okay, so let's do the other eye as well. And let's blend that in. Okay, and let's brighten up this inner corner. So I'm going to take this shade again, and we're just going to place a good amount right here on the inner corner. And yeah, that just always brightens up the look. And if I place too much of that other shade under there, it just kind of evens things out. Okay, so the lip products I chose, actually I purchased a lot and got actually a lot of lip products this year, but the ones that stood out the most that I think I use the most because They last a long time. And it's this here. If you guys remember the struggle I had with this as a blush, I really liked it on my lips. Now, I will say it doesn't taste the best or anything like that, but it really does stain the lips really good. So I like to put just a little bit, almost like a lip liner, on like that, because it does stain really good. So you got to be careful. You don't want this going anywhere that you don't want it to stain. And that is in the shade Plums Up, I believe. But look how pretty that is. And I'm telling you, it really does stain really good. So, yeah, as you can see with the tissue, it doesn't even come off. So, and when I tried it, when I first tried it, I ate and it still was on there a little bit. And then the other product I absolutely love, again, it's by e.l.f. I love this lip balm. I keep one of these in my purse at all times because it is just so nourishing, and I don't know, they're not sticky whatsoever. And yeah, they just feel so nice on the lips. And they're super opaque. Like you do get some color a payoff by using these. So I really I hope they come out with more shades, but that's what that little lip combo looks like. And honestly, this is going to stay on my lips for a very long time. Okay, so that is the final look today. I absolutely love how the eyeshadow turned out. I just love everything about the look today. I just really enjoy all of this makeup that I brought out to show you guys. Yeah, all of them are standouts. They are all my favorites so far in 2025. Let me know what you guys, have fallen in love with so far this year, that's new. Let me know in the comments because I might need to run out and try it out. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, if you please like, share this video, share it with as many people as you can. It really will help this channel out. I can't wait to see you guys again. I love you so much. And until next time.